In 2011, Stanford's MBA program was ranked first in the United States by the U.S. News & World Report. It has the lowest acceptance rate of any major business college in the world, under 10%, and its typical class size of just under 400 is the most diverse in comparison to peer institutions. Meet Jacob Carpenter. Jacob is one of thousands of students to put his hopes and dreams onto a piece of paper, the Stanford MBA application. Jacob comes from a family of Stanford alumni and scored an 800, a perfect score on his GMAT exam. A Stanford shoo-in, one would think. But Jacob reached out to 60 Minutes last fall to profile his application process and the conflict that it produced. To some, he's the mind we've been waiting for. To others, his mind doesn't belong being at all. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it says here that you have no vital signs. No heartbeat. No blood pressure. No respiratory rate. You're dead. You're a zombie. Meet Jacob's mother. She is a rogue research scientist that conceived a revolutionary idea that has finally come to fruition. By manipulating the DNA of her own unborn child and directing his developing body to bypass the production of such organs as the tonsils and appendix, she hoped to provide more energy towards direct cerebral development. In essence, she was looking to create a true brainchild. Were you successful?
Absolutely. Jacob is a brilliant young man. I couldn't be more proud.
Jacob's brain has provided 96% of the energy his body creates. The rest of his body hangs on to the remaining 4%, with life too little to even provide vital signs. To some, a brainchild. To others, a zombie. Jacob understands over 17 languages, but speaks in incoherent grunts and groans, a language only understandable by his mother. You don't think you've created a condition that'll make it difficult for Jacob to adjust to society?
Absolutely not. Jacob is at the forefront of human evolution. I believe his peers will recognize that and accept him.
So why now?
Twitter.
Twitter?
Twitter, oh, and Facebook.
Twitter and Facebook?
Yes.
Twitter and Facebook convinced you that now was the time to introduce your zombie son to the world.
Yeah, a little bluebird came to our window and told us it was time.
That's a Twitter joke.
That's a Twitter joke, but don't refer to my son as a zombie. His name is Jacob.
Seriously, this world has created thousands of zombie books, films, stories. None of them end well for the zombies. Your son shares some of those undead characteristics. Aren't you concerned for his well-being?
No, I believe Twitter and Facebook and the transparency they have brought to our lives will allow people to see Jacob is no different than everyone else.
You raise your son on human brains, claim he's not a zombie, and you're resting your hopes of acceptance on a tweeting bird? Professor Crane is a faculty member at Stanford. He heads a committee formed to ensure Jacob's application is denied for the safety of all those involved, including Jacob.
These people are mad. They didn't raise a child. They grew a zombie. He speaks no languages, has no vital signs, flailing appendages, eats brains. Come on. I don't care what his IQ is. He's a zombie. And they expect to trot him out into the world with open arms, and even that befuddles me.
So the brains thing.
Oh yeah, the brain thing. You know, I'm a stem cell research scientist, and I consider myself to be more progressive than the average Joe. This is even a hard pill for me to swallow.
There are a lot of questions and concerns around your diet. You eat human brains. I'd say that's a legitimate fear. You're an intelligent young man. You must be able to see how that's... You must see how that's disturbing to many. Perhaps, but people don't like unfamiliar things. Jacob's ghoulish appearance, inability to communicate, and flailing appendages, terrifying as they may be, are not his biggest hurdle. His brain diet is hands down the biggest concern to fellow students, faculty, and the entire community. Jacob may be in luck, though. The advancement of artificial intelligence and synthetic tissue happening right here at Stanford are affording some scientists to bet Jacob won't have to change his diet. In fact, prototypes of artificial brains are already in the works.
It's like making veggie burger for zombies.
You're laughing. You find this situation humorous?
Humorous? No. Exciting? Absolutely.
Dr. Eckert has been working closely with Jacob in hopes of creating a more sustainable and morally appeasing diet. Some say his inability to communicate might be a barrier too great to overcome.
Interesting. Perhaps someone should have said something to Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking has Lou Gehrig's disease.
Indeed.
Jacob Carpenter's a zombie.
Cooper.
It's what a lot of people think. Some say you're wasting your time, what you and Jacob are trying to do, trying to prove. It's impossible.
Impossible. The grounds through which imagination grows. This young man has a brilliant mind, and we have made a mess of our world, a mess. His mind is a window through which we can approach solutions to today's issues never before possible. Economics, environments, religions, all of it a mess, all of it. Jacob may be our answer.
Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes.